Alright guys, Woozy here again with another video. This will be a tips and tricks over Grounded 2. This is pretty much for the beginning part of the game if you have not gotten too far. But then again, there might be some things in here that you guys never even thought about that can help you on in the long game or when the big content update comes out later in the winter. Alright, without wasting too much time, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, go ahead and get into it. Everyone knows when you log into Grounded, the first one or the second one, the first thing that you really want to do is go ahead and find a spot to build your base. And I feel like the best beginner base should be here at the ranger post next to the trash cans or trash bags. Here on the map is located in between this table and this table. And since it's in between those tables, there's a lot of resources around. So that's why I think it's one good place to be. Also, the other thing that makes this a good base is inside this ranger post here. You guys will see here at the end that there is a water cooler, so you have pretty much an infinite water source here, so you guys don't have to waste space building the dew collectors. Also, with the new update that just came out, this is one of the bases that has a fast travel in it. All right, moving on to the next tip that is highly useful and people don't really talk about it or utilize it too much, or they utilize it but they don't like pointing out why they do it. So if you guys have important material on you, I highly recommend always keeping it on your buggy, because no matter what happens to your buggy, your items will be here. Now if you're out in the world and you die somewhere, you're gonna have a hard time getting them back. My next tip will be an easy way to get them back. But if you go ahead or you know you're gonna die or too far away, go ahead and put all your important stuff on your buggy. Either you're gonna die or you just go ahead and give up, and you guys can go and spawn again and have all your stuff safe on your buggy. Alright, what I want you guys to remember for this next tip here is, based off the last one, if you guys are going to die or need to die to get closer back to your base, what you can do to save the journey of getting back is when you die, let's just say I give up here. I died, I took all the stuff off my buggy. Go ahead and just respawn. I'll respawn next to my bed. And now I have to travel all the way back there to get my backpack that seems like it's falling to the ground, and I don't want to do that. So what you can do, and a lot of people don't talk about this, you can go game repair, cover your backpack, press yes, and what it will do, it'll spawn your backpack right up there next to the onboarding facility. Alright, as you guys can see, once you get up here, I've been playing with a few friends, so his backpack's up here as well. Once you get up here, you can just go ahead and just collect everything back up. But what I would highly, highly, highly recommend before you give up on purpose is to take off all your armor and either put it on your buggy or keep it in your inventory, because when you give up, it does damage your armor just a little bit, just like you would die normally. So if you want to avoid all that damage, go ahead and just take it off, give it to your buggy, or keep it in your inventory, because your inventory stuff is safe if it's not on you at the time. It'll save you so much time and resources as you move on throughout the game. Alright, for my next tip here, and I'm only making this because I see my friends do this shit all the time. When you are in battle, please get off of your buggy. Everyone thinks it's nice, you know, you can get on your ant or your spider, depending on how far you are in the game. You can just attack with them, you don't take damage yourself. But to get off your buggy, now you have two things that can go and fight something instead of just one. So I see my friends do this all the time, and it's a little bit irritating, but if you get off your buggy, it will help you out in battle because they can do its own attacks, own defenses, everything like that, while you do it yourself as well. Alright guys, here's my next tip here. Kind of built off that last one just a little bit because that's to do with combat. What I recommend is always carrying a ranged weapon. So always have a bow on you, just for these mosquitoes, the butterflies, and the bees. Just because they do fly around and it's very fucking annoying. But if you have a bow for the longer range, and then when they're coming in, you can quickly switch to your other weapon. Helps you with combat just a bit. Just because when they come into you, you can block to stun them. Or if they try to fly away, you can switch back to your bow to get them at the further distance. I'll try to show a better indication here since I kind of fell through that last one. So if you do that, still kind of far away, he's getting up close, switch to this. Jab him up. If he gets far away again, switch back to your bow. Be quick and easy. All right, my next tip here actually has to do with one of the settings that a lot of people probably don't mess with, and I haven't seen it talked about in any videos that explains the game. So the setting that I'm talking about here is the gamma. This controls how dark it is at night, and as you guys know, this game gets dark as shit. Typically, I think this is actually at 0 normally, and let's see how dark it is. It's pitch fucking black in this game. So what I recommend people do is go to your options, go to display, go to your gamma, go ahead and raise this to about 50 to 60. And you guys can see it's not completely like blown out, but you are able to pretty much just play the game and not worry about going to sleep. Sometimes, people do it to 100 or whatever, but it just gets blown out. And in some areas it turns green and it doesn't really help with your vision at all. So I would recommend keeping this setting to about 50 to 60. I think I kept it on like 53. And it's a perfect overall medium ground here. Don't have to worry about going to sleep, nothing like that. But if you want to play the game like that, don't change it, but it's just my recommendation. Alright guys, that'll do it with my quick tips and tricks video here for Grounded 2. I do like this photo mode. I think this is great for thumbnails and everything if you guys are going to be playing this game long term. But I will say that this will probably be my last Grounded 2 video for the time being until the bigger content update. And I appreciate everybody who has watched my previous videos and has watched this one as well. So if you guys like this or anything else in this series, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you guys have any recommendations of what games I should try out next, go ahead and drop them in the comment section below. I might try out the first Grounded game because I actually have not played that one after the game preview. So if that will be a thing, go ahead and tell me if I should do it or not, and I'll see you guys later.